Harry had been at sea for months, his calloused hands gripping the steering wheel tightly as he searched for the catch of a lifetime. But as he sailed the vast, treacherous ocean, Harry couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at him. He missed his family and friends dearly, but he was determined to press on, knowing that the ultimate prize was just within reach. Little did he know, the true test of his strength and courage was about to reveal itself in the form of a giant shark, an apex predator with a stomach full of secrets that would change Harry's life forever. He was born and raised in a small coastal town, where he spent most of his childhood fishing with his grandfather. His grandfather, a seasoned sailor, instilled in him a love for the sea and a passion for fishing. Harry inherited his grandfather's sense of adventure and love for the ocean, always eager to explore new horizons and discover new catches. But as he set sail on this particular day, little did he know that the unpredictability of the ocean would be taken to a whole new level. A giant creature was about to cross his path and test his skills, his courage, and his determination in a way he never imagined. When a new day arrived, the group of sailors were determined to catch the biggest fish of the year. But as they sailed the open seas, they began to realize that something was not right. As they sailed the vast ocean, Harry couldn't shake off the feeling that something was not right. Why is the ocean so calm? By this time of the day, we should have already seen many fishes. He fidgety asked the others. Suddenly, Peter, one of the sailors, spotted something in the distance. Peter had always had a sharp eye and could spot the biggest catches from a mile on. The rest of the sailors always called him the Eagle because his eyesight could be compared to an eagle eye. It was a giant shark, and it was swimming in an odd and erratic manner. As they got a better look, they could see that it was a tiger shark, known to be one of the most dangerous species in the ocean. But as they drew closer, they could see that the shark was clearly in distress, with a large, conspicuous bulge on its body. The sailors were at a loss as to how to proceed, but they knew they couldn't simply abandon the creature in its distress. Some argued that they should leave the shark alone, while others felt compelled to intervene and help the creature. The sailors were aware of the crucial role that sharks play in the ocean's ecosystem and could not bring themselves to ignore an animal clearly in distress. After much deliberation, it was Harry who took the lead. With the consent of the others, he decided to call upon the expertise of a marine veterinarian for assistance. After just a couple of minutes, the marine veterinarian arrived on the scene, equipped with all the necessary tools and resources. She was ready to take on the task of safely capturing and sedating the giant shark. The tension was palpable as they worked to capture the shark, their hearts pounding with adrenaline. As the shark was safely ensnared in the net, the veterinarian prepared to administer a sedative via a dart gun, ensuring that the shark would remain calm and still during the examination. The sailors watched in awe as the veterinarian meticulously examined the shark, taking note of its vital signs and the size and location of the bulge on its body. Once the shark was fully sedated, the veterinarian began the process of carefully examining the bulge on the shark's body. It was at this moment that the veterinarian discovered that the shark had ingested something it should not have. The veterinarian knew that surgery was necessary to save the shark's life and shared their assessment with the sailors. The vet had already opened the shark's stomach. At first, they could not clearly see what it was, but when they finally realized what was inside the shark's body, they were shocked. How could a shark possibly have swallowed this? They asked the veterinarian. After conducting a thorough examination, she determined that the shark needed immediate intervention if its life was to be saved. The sailors watched anxiously as the veterinarian worked swiftly to close the shark's belly and stabilize its condition. She emphasized the importance of getting the shark back into the sea as soon as possible to ensure its survival. The sailors assisted in carefully lowering the shark back into the ocean, keeping a close eye on its condition as it slowly regained consciousness and swam away. The veterinarian monitored the shark for a few more minutes, ensuring that it was swimming smoothly and safely before turning her attention back to the sailors. She thanked them for their help and shared the details of the shark's condition. When she explained her following steps, the sailors knew that were right all along. There was indeed an even larger mystery to unfold. She explained that the shark had ingested a fur coat that caused an obstruction in its stomach, and that their quick actions had saved the shark's life. However, the thing that made the veterinarian so upset is that she had never seen something like this before. She told them that she needed to find out what was going on and that she would get to the bottom of it. The sailors felt a sense of relief and accomplishment, knowing that they had made a difference. At the same time, they also felt a sense of unease, as they would never know the full story behind this. When the vet left, they couldn't simply go back to their routine. They had a newfound appreciation for the ocean and its inhabitants and were glad that their actions helped to save the shark's life. But they couldn't just simply go on with their lives unless they knew the full story. How did a complete fur coat end up in a shark like that? Was it even a fur coat, or did their eyes deceive them? The next following days, Harry and his colleagues took a few days off to go home and visit their families, but their minds were still preoccupied with the mysterious encounter with the shark. The story of their encounter quickly spread, and people were amazed and curious about how a shark could have swallowed a fur coat. But Harry and his colleagues, more than anyone, couldn't shake off the feeling that there was more to the story. They knew that they couldn't rest until they found out the truth. The sailors couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the sea held and what other surprises lay in store for them. So when Harry received a phone call from an unknown number, he felt a sense of foreboding. He had a feeling that the answers they sought were about to be revealed. He picked up the phone and was greeted by a familiar voice. It was the marine veterinarian who had helped them earlier that week to examine the shark. Her tone was serious, and she told him to sit down because there was something she needed to tell him. The veterinarian explained that she had been conducting further research and examination on the shark and the object it had swallowed, and had uncovered some alarming information. She had called him because she thought that he might want to know what was going on. She was right. Harry was eager to find out the truth behind this mystery. Apparently, the coat was on display as part of a traveling exhibition about sharks created by the Natural History Museum. The coat must have fallen into the water, and the shark probably thought it was some kind of animal it could eat. The shark was lucky that the sailors had spotted it, because otherwise, its days would have been numbered. The veterinarian expressed her worries about pollution and the risks it brings to life in the sea. She emphasized that this incident was a reminder of the importance of environmental conservation and the need to take action to protect the ocean and its inhabitants. After Harry hung up the phone, he immediately contacted the rest of his crew. He shared the shocking revelation with them, and they couldn't believe their ears. They had never imagined that their encounter with the giant shark would uncover such an intriguing story. The idea of a traveling exhibition coat falling in the ocean and being swallowed by a shark was mind-blowing. From that day on, the sailors had a newfound appreciation for the ocean and its inhabitants. They had always seen sharks as dangerous creatures, but now they understood the crucial role they played in the ocean's ecosystem. Their encounter with the giant shark had changed them forever. They would always remember the day they saved a giant shark's life and how it had taught them the importance of taking care of the ocean and its inhabitants. They knew that they had to do their part in protecting the ocean and its inhabitants, and they were determined to spread the word and raise awareness about the impact of human pollution on the ocean.